afternoon. Welcome to another episode of The Inner Tea Room. Let me tell you about this tea here. I'll show you, we'll get a good visual on it. As you can see, it's a puer cake. This is an Xi origin, wild growing, Red Heart Varietal. Typically, that Red Heart Varietal is used to process the type of oolong known as Iron Goddess of Mercy. This tea was processed into white tea. And then that white tea was pressed into a puer cake in 2016. And these are the 250 gram puer cakes. And this is how we received and how we sell the entire cake. This we also have broken up into individual ounces. This we call the Red Heart. We have it in a white tea sticker. A white tea puer happens when a tea is processed to a finished product of white tea. That white tea is then pressed into a puer cake. And when the puer boom, so to speak, was beginning to take off, it was as if almost every tea was then pressed into a puer cake. This, white tea pressed puer was something that had already been established, or was already around long before that. Because I say that because there seems to be a reverence and a knowledge of the aged white tea. And so it might have been that one version of aged white tea was always to press into a cake like so, and then that's like, regardless, that's what we have, and it's phenomenal. So aromatically, this tea is showing some pine needle, honeycomb, rose, and we'll see what we get into on the later infusions with that. But I'm just gonna give this rinse a little tasty taste. Oh yeah, it's like, you're gonna, oh yeah, it's gonna open up your third eye. Not to make any claims of grandiosity here. Wow. Brew this a couple times, and probably I'll actually brew this probably about 10 times. I really like brewing tea this way, the gong fu style. This elixir that is extracted, or the juice that comes out of the leaf, so to speak, the leaf juice. What happens with tea is it's an expression of origin. It's an expression of terroir. It's an expression of location, earth. Yeah, now I'm getting a little bit of the sweet dried tobacco. When we brew tea, like say from Dongding in Taiwan, in Lugu, in Nantou, Taiwan, this type of terroir is now inherent in the tea, while origin is important, processing specific to style preference or style desired style outcome might be more significant. But again, that is probably neither here nor there. So these teas come out, and what happens now is, so you and I, we get to buy the tea, we take the tea home, we bring it to our tea set, and we say, and we're gonna introduce this tea to our tea set. We have our Ding Oolong tea pot, for example. Possibly many of you have this. And so what we do is we get out that teapot, we warm it, we measure the tea, we weigh the tea, or however we're gonna distribute the tea. We add the tea, we do a rinse, and then we pour off the rinse. Sometimes we use the rinse to warm everything, sometimes we drink the rinse, sometimes we discard the rinse. The rinse is now we do our first infusion. First infusion, pour this tea out, taste. That is transporting you immediately to Dongding, or to the ethereal idea of Dongding. What is that idea? pretty much like the most rich, robust, classic oolong flavor out of Taiwan, like a classical definition. Even it might even be similar to like the most misrepresented or the most well-known misrepresented oolong, except for Formosa probably. In that flavor profile of a crappy Dong Ding, for example, is the oolong that you probably had if you've only had like 1 or 2 oolongs, or your coffee shop sells oolong or whatever. But oolong, Dong Ding oolong has a really complex, rich flavor profile. And if we, when we're brewing that tea, don't bring it to that level of complexity and through the right temperature and the right brew time and possibly the right teaware and whatnot, if we don't bring it to that level where it's just knocking on the door, going kung 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 kung, or in Dong Ding's case, ringing the doorbell, and what do we get? Complete saturation of flavor, aroma, and oftentimes coming down to digestive benefit from like almost like a digestive aid, if you will. And so that is the experience or the feeling of Dong Ding. It's rich, it's strong. The host gets a chance to show that they know what it is and how to bring it there, right? Okay, because it's a little bit of a chance. It's easy to make a weaker tea taste sweet, so everybody loves it. That's great. Bring it to that threshold. Now we're moving on to flavor. And flavor and aroma are connected. The third thing, mouthfeel. Mouthfeel is also connected, because mouthfeel to me means like things like aftertaste. Okay, that's another word for mouthfeel. Or sometimes we say body, right? And basically it just means the way that your whole, even your throat, your mouth up here, your mouth, sometimes this part of your mouth. And then for mouthfeel we have warming, peppers, creamy, full, dry, and finish. And that is, honestly, in the mouthfeel, is one of the most interesting parts of this tea. It's the fact that it has like this warming or peppery mouthfeel is just fascinating to me. It's pretty important, everybody. It's time to start brewing this style, gong fu tea. I have what I call a teapot problem. We're actually in the inner tea room, which is a lot different than JT. So that should be sort of, I should make that clarification. Is today we're talking about nan de hu tu. Wise is the man who acts the fool. Treat yourself right. Drink some oolong gong fu tea style. You're gonna love this new experience. I'm gonna set up a program we're gonna get you through step by step. 1, brew it. Easy. No problems. Everything will be pre-weighed, pre-measured. 30 seconds, 1 minute. You're gonna have so much fun introducing your friends and everyone you know to oolong tea. And you will just enjoy it yourself if no one else is around. That's a really fun thing too. Are you a contemplative person? Do you like to study? Do you like this? Do you like the sense of your sense of self, where you feel that presence of you? Then you will be very much in love with this process of making and drinking tea in this gong fu style. I think you will like it a lot. Healthy outlet input, a healthy outlet expression, and a sense of grounded connection, and also by doing something different, a little excitement, because that's how you know you're feeling that tea high, right? Coffee will get you through the day, but tea will get you through your life. 好了，下课真的